Ooh, hold tight, hold tight, hold tight, hold tight, hold tight.
No countdown today.
No countdown today.
No countdown
But we
today.
going straight into it.
On time, Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of Normal Guys Talk Sports.
Guys Talk Sports.
Episode 27. To my right side, I have Matt Got Cameras.
What's
and
up?
You can find me on all social media platforms at King Edward III.
How we feeling, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm a little tired. Good weekend. Couldn't ask for anything else. A lot of good football games. And shout out to the CEO. We had some birthday festivities, fiesta.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to radio, man.
Happy birthday to CEO NS. Let's get that out the way. His birthday was the 23rd, forever 23, the year 2023. Shit. I mean, we had what we do. We had Citizen Sunday night. A lot of the homies came out for that.
Everybody pulled up.
Everybody came out. That was cool. And did you ever happen at the end?
What happened at the end?
We was leaving. Somebody, well, I mean, all of us are okay, of course. Somebody pulled out a strap in the parking lot.
Oh,
you didn't hear that? And people calling me like, "Where you at?" and this and that. And I'll make sure everyone left and this and that. They talk about it was a disgruntled Cowboy fan at an Eagle fan.
You know what?
I didn't see it. Ghost told me that.
No, this is actually, you know what it is.
What happened?
What it was.
Okay, check you out.
So there was a friend that was with us. You know what I'm talking about.
Who? You don't want to say the name? The home. Okay.
It was a friend that was with us. She was inside. I walked her outside to
wherever. Right?
You know what I'm saying? I walked her outside, and then I was leaving,
top flight security.
As I was leaving, I seen one guy walking away to one side of the parking lot, and I seen one guy in a Cowboys jersey,
mad
and screaming across the parking lot to him.
Yeah,
and I was like, in my head, I wanted to walk up to him. I was like, it ain't that serious, but I didn't say nothing. I just left. I was like, man, they're not gonna do nothing. But I walked away, and the guy, let's just say I left.
Yeah,
but I may have seen the person
that did it, because next thing you know, the people kind of disgruntled.
People were
and people like, where you?
Somebody was antagonizing them.
I mean, there's a way to win. You know, there's a way to win with class. Yeah, win with class, respect. You know, it's a child's game we're talking about. You know,
child's game played by men.
Yeah, I mean, you know, man. We do it, okay, man. This is important, man. Here we go. We're making some adjustments on the fly. On the fly. Here we go.
So I need you to, if you're watching, I need you to like the stream. If you're on Facebook, you need to make your privacy settings as public.
Oh, what? I gotta do my shit?
Yeah.
Okay. Public. Okay.
And
settings public. So you say my Facebook isn't live?
Yes.
Start the live video.
No. Go here.
It's too high tech. It's too high tech. Shout out to the 0 people currently watching on live. We got to send out these text messages or these links. Get everybody on the show. It's more fun when people are actively engaging in the live conversations that we have.
There we go.
Here we go. We are live everywhere we go.
We're live.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, check you out. And then let's send, and then we got the YouTube link.
Yep.
Okay, you send that out. Okay.
It's in the group chat.
Okay, you sent that. Let me get this going to everybody. Yeah, man. So we'll get to so to sum that up, shout out to Double R.
Happy birthday, radio.
Yeah, happy birthday, radio. And then what we do before what we do. No, go we'll get to our football adventures, but what we do. And then we went to, like I said, Citizen. Before that, it was whatever 2 Point
Circus.
It's like a David Buster's equivalent. It's right by the Artist Institute.
Yeah, so, 2 Bit Circus is dope, man.
Right, so that was pretty dope. All of us had a lot of fun there. Citizen Sunday night. And
if you're in the Dallas area, right over there by North Park.
Yeah, North Park area.
2 Bit Circus. It's definitely like a fully immersive arcade.
There you go.
Type space. But yeah, Great weekend.
And then and today is one of my spiritual leaders, one of the never satisfied shamans, one of the never satisfied photographers, Zelda, aka Big T from ATL. It is her birthday today.
Happy birthday, T.
Happy birthday, T.
It's T Day.
It's T Day. Shout out to T. So before I forget that, shit, are we gonna start any off the court, before we dive into basketball? Anything else we gotta kind of bring up before we get going?
Off the
court, there was a trade.
Lakers.
Yeah, the Lakers trade. Okay, so start there. Off the court, the Lakers trade Kendrick Nunn and 3 future second-round picks for the to the Washington Wizards for, I don't want to say his name wrong. Young prospect. His name starts with an I, or not an I, but R. What's his name? Can you say that? Say that 5 times fast.
Rui Hachimura.
I think he's half Japanese. Yeah, he's born in Japan. Born in 1998. 24 years old. He's 6'8". Again, young prospect. Has been in and out of the lineup, in and out of the rotation. I think he wanted big money. The Wizards didn't want to give it to him because they're paying Bradley Beal. They're paying Porzingis. Those are 2 big money guys right there. So it's like, yeah, so he is on the Lakers. He makes them a little bit better. But, I mean, again, the Lakers aren't out of it. You know, we'll get to the standings later. But this is one of many dominoes to fall. I expect a busy deadline. The deadline is... Last year was February 10th. So it's about like, again, about a week and a half into February, give or take.
First of many trades.
First of many trades for sure. First of many trades that we will have. So I think the Wizards, Kendrick Nunn is not he was on the Heat before. Had a lot of big games there. He got signed to the Lakers last year. He was hurt like all last year. And then, he's competing with minutes with Westbrook, with Dennis Schroeder, and Nunn. It wasn't in the 5-year plans, 10-year plans. You got to get better. And young prospect wing player that's going to help take pressure off of LeBron James. He can play with LeBron or play when LeBron's on the bench. So Roy, say his name again. What's his name? Rui Hachimura.
Rui Hachimura.
All right, here we go.
Hachimura. Hachimura.
All right, so from Japan. Okay, so yeah, the Lakers get back, and then people feel that the Wizards got the Lakers won the trade. We'll see. I think the Lakers did win the trade because Kendrick Nunn is not he's not a young prospect, the way Mr. Roy is. So yeah, the Lakers came up, but it moves the needle a little bit. But I still got a trade or 2 to go.
Everything runs through Anthony Davis right now.
They say he's coming back.
Everything is dependent on Anthony Davis. So
his health, correct. So that is that.
Decent trade.
So,
but I think that's more of something that, I don't think it's more of, just a role player foundation.
No, right. Rotational player. He's going to get more opportunity. The Lakers have a better chance of making the playoffs than the Wizards. There you go. So he has an opportunity to play with LeBron and make the playoffs. In Washington, that was not the case. All right. So we will go over the scores of the last week, starting on what's today? Today's the 24th, of course. So we're going to start last week on January 7th until today.
Let it go.
Speed round. Here we go. Dang it. Hold on, here we go. Speed round. Almost there. Matt's the Justice Son, of course. We have on Tuesday, January 17th, we had 4 games. We had your Toronto Raptors visiting the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee 130 to Toronto's 122. Drew Holiday with 37 points and Fred VanVleet with 39 points. High scoring game. We had the Brooklyn Nets at San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio with the upset. San Antonio 106 to Brooklyn's 98. Keldon Johnson had 36 points. The loser high with the Nets is 19 points. Get well soon, Kevin Durant. We have Portland at Denver. Denver with the win, 122 to Portland's 113. Joker with 36 points and Damian Lillard with 44 points. We had the Philadelphia 76ers at the Los Angeles Clippers. The Sixers 120 to the Clippers 110. We had Joel Embiid with 41 points, Kawhi Leonard with 27 points. And then moving on to Wednesday, January 18th, we have about 10 games here. We have Washington at New York. Washington 116 to New York's 105. We have Atlanta at Dallas. Atlanta 130 to Dallas's 122. We have Charlotte at Houston. The Hornets 122 to the Rockets 117. Cleveland at Memphis. The Grizzlies 115 to the Cavaliers 114. Close game. We have Miami at New Orleans. We have the Heat 124 to the Pelicans 98. We have Indiana at Oklahoma City. We have the Thunder with the win 126 to the Pacers 106. We have Los Angeles at Utah. We have the Jazz with the W 126 to the Clippers 103. I believe I saw a report. My Filipino cousin Jordan Clarkson has requested a trade from the Utah Jazz.
And where he trying to go?
It's not there. We have Minnesota at Denver. The Nuggets 122 to the Timberwolves 118. And to sum up the day, we have Sacramento at Los Angeles. The Kings with the win 116 to the Lakers 111.
Still holding on.
Still holding on. It's third place. And then to the next day, we have Thursday, January 19th. We have Chicago at Detroit. The Bulls 126 to the Pistons 108. If any team is going to be in the deadline, if I were to bet money, the Chicago Bulls. It's going to break that up. If I were to bet any team making drastic changes in the trade deadline. Next game, we have Golden State at Boston. The Celtics with the win, 121 to the Warriors 118 in overtime. Steph Curry is back with 29 points. With Jason Tatum's 34 points. I feel Jason Tatum should be. We could look at the MVP standings, but Jason Tatum should be top 3, like hands down.
Breakout year
for sure. And then we have Toronto at Minnesota. The Timberwolves 128 to the Raptors 126. And then we have Brooklyn at Phoenix. The Suns 117 to Brooklyn's 112. We have Philadelphia's at Portland. I was like, what is that? I was hearing myself. I was Philadelphia at Portland. The Sixers 105 to the Trailblazers 95. And so we got Joel Embiid back in the lineup with the high man of 32 points. We have Friday, January 20th. We have about 10 games here. We have the New Orleans at Orlando, the Magic with the win, 123 to the Pelicans 110. We have New York at Atlanta. The Hawks with the win, 139 to the Knicks 124. We have Golden State at Cleveland. The Warriors with the win, 120 to the Cavaliers 114. Jordan Poole 32 points. Jarius Garland 31 points. Pause. So this game, Golden State Warriors, Cleveland, if you agree or disagree, and I talk my stuff about teams and players, what have you. So it's their right, I feel. I'm not going to hold it against them. So the Warriors in this game sat Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins,
still pull out the
win, and they got the win, right? And Draymond Green. Oh, and they're Cleveland fans or people of Cleveland or what have you. Or the media as a whole. When they say they're like, they only visit once a year. We want to see Steph Curry, and we paid the tickets, and they didn't come, and this and that. That sucks. Like that sucks. So if you wanted to see your favorite player all year, and he comes into town, and
Steph got to make sure that ankle right, man.
Correct. And correct. But the fact that they sat all those guys, was like, okay, like is it rest or what? But again, if a player's not 100% to go, like it happened. That's a part of it. Like complain if you want to, but the players, the coaches, the general manager, they're looking to win games and keep guys healthy and on the court. They don't have to appease the fans of Cleveland, respectfully.
Right.
If Steph Curry's playing or not, shouldn't y'all be mad at the Warriors and them for beating the Cavaliers 3 out of 4 years?
And also,
I'd be mad about that. I would have been, I want to see Steph Curry. You seen him plenty in the finals 4 years ago.
I mean, you also got to think the Warriors have become the New England Patriots of the NBA. So it's kind of like there's a cult following wherever they go of Steph Curry fans.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess another loose example. I've lived in LA. Majority of my family's in LA. Hence my second favorite team is the Clippers. Grew up hating the Warriors, or not, of course, the Warriors now, but like I grew up hating the Lakers, excuse me. And then back in the day, Kobe was hurt.
Right.
And then you had the Lob City Clippers, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, Laker tickets without Kobe Bryant injured, Achilles, before he retired. Laker tickets was more expensive than Clipper tickets with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, and they were the better team.
Check this out. So I thought about on Christmas going to see Mavs and Lakers.
Holy crap, bro! The cheapest tickets was like $100.
No, the cheapest tickets I saw was $219.
There you go. For the same tickets,
nosebleed.
The same tickets that would cost you $20-$30.
Yes.
Going against
to see LeBron, to see,
maybe.
I'm
sure we knew somebody that went.
Yeah.
But I looked at it. I was like, I'd rather go somewhere else. Yeah, so it's box office, baby. Okay, so time in. Where was I? I said Golden State, Cleveland. Okay, time in. We're still January 20th. All right, bet. So next game we had Miami at Dallas. The Mavericks with the win, 115 to the Heat's 90. We had Los Angeles at San Antonio. The Clippers with the win. The win 113 131. There we go. 131. It's still early, ladies and gentlemen. 131 and 126. We have Indiana at Denver. The Pacers took the L, still without Tyrese. And Denver with the W, 134 to 111. We have Brooklyn at Utah. The Nets with the win, 117 to the Jazz's 106. Kyrie Irving, high man, 48 points. Put some respect on his name. And then Jordan Clarkson, my Filipino cousin, with 29 points. We have Memphis at Los Angeles. Oh, I saw this game too. The Lakers with the win, 122 to the Grizzlies, 121. Westbrook, 29 points. John Morant, 22 points. Pause. This is the game where Shannon Sharp almost fought half the Grizzlies.
Bro, Shannon Sharp just apologized.
That's cool, but basically from Shannon's side, he's being a fan, courtside seats, what have you. He was talking to Dylan Brooks, I believe, and the one with the braids, 24. And then he said, "You're too small, to guard LeBron. That's fair. He's a
LeBron stan.
Yeah, of course, but that's fair as far as like being a fan. It's not like you suck or calling somebody out your name. Oh, you're too small. I think it's fair. It's nothing." He's not talking about your mama, right? So and then according to Shannon's side, he responded with a "fu." So Shannon said, "Hey, you too small to guard LeBron," and you go say "f you," then so Shannon says "f you" back, and then so it's at halftime. And there's a lot of talking, a lot of bull jiving, a lot of talking.
And if you know Shannon Sharp, he
can lift about 1,000 pounds.
He can lift about 1,000. Well, besides the point, because I'm not even going to talk about any sort of act of violence. But if you remember Shannon Sharp as a player,
right,
and as a competitor, he was one of the most vicious trash talkers.
Yeah,
the game had ever seen in his generation. So, I mean, Shannon Sharp's not gonna hold his tongue,
right?
In that situation. Man, I can't really put a who's right, who's wrong in this situation.
I mean, it's three sides to every story. Yeah. Your side, my side, and the truth. Right. So that's Shannon's side. And then they interviewed Shannon. He was talking crazy afterwards. What'd he say?
Well, they if you've seen the photos, him and John Morant's dad.
And they were getting into it, but they ended up dapping. But they're more focused on the commotion than the game.
Right.
So And then afterwards,
who won?
The Lakers won, and then they ended like a Grizzlies streak. But the Grizzlies are second in the West, and the Lakers are 13th or so.
So I mean,
right? You know what I'm saying? But and then so that was it was a bad guy move on the Grizzlies. I feel it was a heel turn in wrestling terms. I feel
who do I think is wrong to a certain. I don't know.
I don't say F you to another man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's taking it all the way.
All the way.
There's joking, there's competitive spirit, there's talking, but to curse at somebody, when someone's playing, oh man, if me and Matt was talking, shut the F up. Matt's not gonna take that to heart. We're joking around. I don't typically talk like that to Matt, but that's just an example. Like but my point being is when someone's serious and they're playing. F you probably mean that when you say that. So, and then afterwards they asked Dylan Brooks what happened. He says a whole nother side. He says some other stuff, and then he called Shannon Sharpe. He's like, man, I don't care about this dude. And he said he called him a blogger. That got me weak. He called Shannon Sharpe a blogger. He's like, man, no, first he called him a pedestrian, then he called him a blogger. He's like, man, this is LA, whatever. He's like, I was like, some pedestrian. They should have kicked him out the game, but they let him back. This is LA, whatever. Man, I don't even care what that blogger got to say.
Blogger.
What's the respect, bro? Come on, man. This is the best, arguably one of the best tight ends of all time.
The
Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, 3-time Super Bowl champion.
Technically, though, that is the next point I was gonna make. In this case, he is a civilian in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, typically, though, here's the difference, though. I guess with it being Shannon Sharpe, if this was just some regular Joe Schmo who said that, which I'm pretty sure is, that could have been easily being said the entire night by other people.
Right.
But is it the fact that Shannon Sharpe said it? And I think the crazy part is I think a lot of people have like so much animosity towards like Shannon. A lot of these people who make like the media who make comments.
Is it because Skip put him in position and ain't have any prior media?
No, I don't think that's it. I
think that's part of it. Ain't part of it.
I don't think that's part.
How do you hate Shannon Sharpe?
Okay, so
unless he beat your team in the Super Bowl or something.
Because sometimes people feel slighted by I ain't gonna say underhanded comments, but sometimes athletes feel slighted by criticism.
Of course. I mean, they're going to take it personal, take it to heart. Of course.
Tyreek Hill, for example. Shannon Sharpe said that he wasn't a great catcher of the ball.
He's fast. He's one of the best. He puts up the numbers. He's all pro.
But the point Shannon had made that
he's got bad hands.
He's not like a hands catcher. He's a body catcher.
Catch with your hands. Yeah, that's that. They teach that in football. Yeah,
but
catch your hands.
I ain't gonna say Tyreek took it to heart, but he definitely felt some type of way about the comment. And typically athletes.
If I'm supposed to be the best, and you go say I can't catch the ball, and that's my job, and that's what I get paid millions of dollars to do.
Yeah, I mean,
right, so let's not get too. Let's not get.
But yeah,
we'll get Shannon, to that. Let's not get too. Yes, shout out to Shannon. Shout out to Shannon.
Shout out to the Grizzlies.
Okay, time in. So that was okay.
But yeah, control y'all emotions.
Roger that.
Let's get back into the scores.
Okay, and we will do that. Okay, where we at?
Grizzlies, Lakers, Thunder, and Kings.
Yeah. My bad. Find it. It's always somebody texting me about something. What day was that?
This was Friday, January 20th. Thunder.
Okay, yeah, there we go. And to sum it up, we got the Oklahoma at Sacramento, of course. The Kings with the win, of course, 118 to the Thunder's 113. The high man, rookie of the year candidate Keegan Murray with 29 points. He had like 5-3. He's in the conversation, rookie of the year for sure. So then we got Saturday, January 21st. We got about 6-7 games. We got Boston at Toronto, the Celtics 106 to the Raptors 104. We have Orlando at Washington, the Wizards 138 to the Magic's 118. We have Charlotte at Atlanta, the Hornets with the win 122 to the Hawks 118. We have Milwaukee at Cleveland, the Cavaliers 114 to the Bucks 102. We have Houston at Minnesota. The Timberwolves 113 to the Rockets 104. Anthony Edwards 44 points. Check him out. And then Indiana at Phoenix. The Suns 112 to the Pacers 107. And Philly at Sacramento. Dang, I did what? Oh my God. I bet money on this game.
Beat by 2.
I bet money.
How much you lose?
Enough, bro. Enough. The spread was 4, but money line's been more of my thing as of late. And then so Embiid was out. And then, like, right before the game started, that they called Harden out as well. So, and then the spread, and then I was just like, I was like, you telling me? So this is, and I bet like 5-10 minutes before the game too. And then, like, I was like, you telling me that Philadelphia is going to come to Sacramento without the 2 best players, and the Kings already beat them in Philadelphia early in the year? I was like, it was guaranteed, right? But the fact that I left ignored that the Kings were on a second game of a back-to-back. And then basically I probably fell asleep in the game. I fell asleep in the game. The Kings was up by 20 points. And I woke up and they lose by 2. Like, oh my God. Okay. But so side note, Tyrese Maxey, 32 points, De'Aaron Fox, 31 points in that game. So yeah, shout out to the Kings. See you on the playoffs. We have Sunday, January 22nd, about 8 games here. We have Los Angeles at Dallas, the Clippers with the win, 112 to the Mavericks 98. We have New Orleans at Miami, the Heat with the win over the Pelicans 100 to the Heat with the win 100 to the Pelicans 96. We have New York at Toronto, the Raptors with the win 125 to the Knicks 116. We have Oklahoma at Denver, the Thunder with the win 101 to the Nuggets 99. We have Memphis at Phoenix, the Suns with the win 112 to the Grizzlies 110. We have Brooklyn at Golden State. The Nets with the win 120 to the Warriors 116. Kyrie Irving 38 points. Stephen Curry 26 points. We have the Lakers at Portland. The Lakers with the win 121 to the Trailblazers 112. LeBron 37 points. And to sum this all up, we have Monday the 23rd, which was yesterday. We have about 7 games here. We have Milwaukee at Detroit. The Bucks 130 to the Pistons the Bucks 150 to the Pistons 130. Next game we have Boston at Orlando. The Magic 113 to the Celtics 98. We have Atlanta at Chicago. The Bulls 111 to the Hawks 100. Minnesota at Houston. The Rockets 119 to the Timberwolves 114. Charlotte at Utah. The Jazz 120 to Charlotte's 102. San Antonio at Portland. The Trailblazers with 147 points. That's a lot. To the Spurs 127. And last but not least, we have Memphis at Sacramento. The Kings racking up the wins 133 to the Grizzlies 100. And to be fair, I missed this game because it was Radio's birthday. So I wasn't home watching the game. I was at radio now. So, and then no Ja Morant. But impressive win over the Grizzlies. Why? Let's go to the standings. We'll start with the West this time. I usually start with the East, but we'll start with the West. We have Denver Nuggets in first place at 33 and 14. We have your Memphis Grizzlies in second place, 31 to 16. My Sacramento Kings, 27 and 19 in third place, baby. So we've beat a lot of teams in the league. We've beat the Grizzlies this year. We beat the Nuggets this year. There's no team we can't compete with and play with. On me. We have fourth place, the New Orleans Pelicans, 26-21. We have the Dallas Mavericks, 25-23. Pause. Luka wants the Mavericks to make a big move. I see it happening. For who, we'll see. But if they want to get out the first round, because they lost. Let's see. They want to get out the first round. They need more.
It's getting a little competitive people over here.
A little bit, just a little bit. We got sixth place. We got sixth place. My second favorite team in the world. The Los Angeles Clippers, 25 and 24, and we have the Utah Jazz at seventh place, 500. This is a 500 team here, 25 and 25. Expect the Jazz to break it up. They don't want to go to the playoffs in the first round and lose. They'd rather get high draft picks and move forward on to next year. We have the Phoenix Suns at 8th place, another 500 team at 24-24. Look for the Suns to possibly break that up. I'll start with Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton. I would keep Booker. He's still one of the best players in the league, Booker. 9th place, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves at 24-25, and to round up the playoff play-in teams, we have everyone's favorite team, the Golden State Warriors, at 23-24. And the outside looking in, we have the 11 through 15 teams. We have Oklahoma City at 11th. They're all under 500 as of today. We have the Lakers in 12th at 22-25. We have Portland 22-25. We have San Antonio 14th place at 14 wins and 33 losses. And last but not least, we have right up the what is that, the 4 or 5? How do you get to Houston?
45.
Yeah. Our
Interstate 45.
Interstate 45 south from here, Houston. Houston. Shout out to Houston. And they're sitting at 11-36. I've been to a Houston Rocket game.
I haven't.
I've been to a Houston Rocket game. I pride myself on being at multiple stadiums in my life. So, and then moving on to the Eastern Conference, we have in first place the Boston Celtics. They've been on top all year long. They're probably the favorites to go back to the finals. They were there last year. In second place, they've jumped the standings a little bit. We have the Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay.
At barring injury, still holding down. They're sitting at 30-16. We have the Milwaukee Bucks, and third place at 30-17. We have the Brooklyn Nets 29-17, and we have the Cleveland Cavaliers at 29-19. We have Miami making somewhat of improvement, but I still feel their lineup's getting a little stale. They need to make a shakeup, if not break it up, in my opinion. We have the New York Knicks in 7th place, 25-23. We have the Atlanta Hawks as a 500 team, 24-24. Look for them to be busy at the deadline. We have the Indiana Pacers, 23-25. They might make a move or two, building around Tyrese Halliburton. And to sum up the playoff play-in teams, if the playoffs were to start today, we have the Chicago Bulls sitting at 22-24. And on the outside looking in, we have 11th through 15. And we have Toronto at 11, 21-27. Washington Wizards, 20-26. Orlando, 18-29. Charlotte at 14th place at 13-35. And last but not least, Detroit basketball is sitting at 12-37. Shout out to again, I'll say it again. I'd love to collab with him one day. I'd love to meet him one day. One of my favorite YouTubers, his name is Crispy Flakes.
Crispy Flakes,
white dude, probably the most funny, one of the funniest dudes. He's one of the main NBA bloggers. He's been doing it some years. He's hinted at retirement. He's hinted at that. But shout out to Crispy Flakes. He's probably the main person I look at on YouTube for information, inspiration. And he is the biggest Detroit Pistons fan you'll probably ever hear of. Crispy Flakes, shout out to you, bro. You're probably one of my main inspirations and motivations to do this at all. Crispy Flakes, shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to Crispy.
I'll have to put you on him for sure. Crispy Flakes. We'll fly out to Dallas one day. We'll do it, bro. So that sums up the seedings for the West and the East. You want to give any final thoughts before we move on from basketball, or
man, like I said, people going in the group chat about what we're about to talk about next.
Hey, it's going down. It's going down, man. It's going down. Hey, man. Hey, it's going down. You coming at Matt? You coming at me? Let's get that out the way. We all up and through Dallas, but we not from Dallas.
Yeah, so I'll probably say my last thing to say, NBA news is just looking forward to the this whole All-Star weekend. It should be a very viral week leading up to that game. But yeah, another great week, NBA. And I'm thinking I'm just thinking that the Warriors may pull back into this in the West some way, somehow. I think they were getting ready for it. So that's all I got to say.
Okay.
So we about 34 minutes in. And it was definitely another great week of NFL playoff action.
No doubt.
We had 4 games. A lot of them.
Bro, we'll start with them, bro.
I'm trying to figure out where do we start? Do we
start?
We'll
play first?
We want to start with Saturday?
Man,
or we want to go start Sunday?
We'll go 1, 2.
Yeah. We'll start with Saturday.
We'll start with Saturday. So the first game on Saturday, we had the Jacksonville Jaguars visit the Kansas City Chiefs.
I watched this game.
Yeah, I watched this game.
Let me say this before we even get started, because I see you writing it down last week. I went 4-0 in my picks.
Did you?
I did.
Did you?
I went 4. Everything I said that was going to happen this weekend happened.
We predicted scores.
Now I ain't picked the score, but I predicted who was going to win the wins and losses.
You did tell me that. I was leaning towards all favorites. Oh man. Okay, we'll get to the games one at a time, man.
But yeah,
we both okay. Kansas City. Okay, to beat Kansas City, like, in Kansas City, that's not a task that not too many teams can accomplish. And what else?
I mean, like I said, this is what I said last week. And granted, you know what I'm saying, he got injured during the game, but I told you, Pat Mahomes, that boy is the best quarterback in the league, and it's like it's not even close. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about came in the game, caught an injury, backup came in, scored a touchdown. Pat Mahomes came back in the game on one leg, scored a couple more touchdowns, wins the game. Their defense steps up.
You know, when you get in,
good team
some
win.
Years ago when you got injured in Madden and you do kind of
that's what he was doing.
That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
You know what I'm saying?
So shout out to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, they made a lot farther than everybody thought.
Everybody predicted. No one predicted them to win the division. They did it. Trevor Lawrence got a monkey or two off his back by winning the division to make the playoffs.
I mean, he'll have high expectations.
And they won a playoff game.
They won a playoff game.
And they won a playoff game against the Chargers.
Unlikely playoff win.
But you know, so that's on the resume. So they are building towards the future, and they have I feel they're one of the better owners. The Khan family.
Yeah.
If once the privy side note, the Khan family, the owners of the Jaguars, they also own WWE's primary competitors, the AEW, All Elite Wrestling. They're on TBS. They're the new WCW, but not as, they're not a threat to the WWE. WCW was a threat to the WWE. Yeah. So they own AEW. They bring in their wrestling stars to the game. So a lot of cross promotion, and again, you own the Jaguars and you own a wrestling company. That's, they're for the people, and you see their interviews. The son runs the wrestling. The father owns the football team. Right. So that's shout out to the Jags and the Chiefs. Moving on. So let me ask you about the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes.
We're gonna hear about his ankle the whole week.
We're gonna hear about his ankle the whole week, and I don't wish injury on anybody, but
So what they say about high ankle sprains is he might have played through that game. They might have shot him up with Toradol or whatever. But if after the game, probably throughout the week, he may be on crutches. So it's unsure if he's actually going to play on Sunday. I would hope that they figure something out where he plays on Sunday. But it's definitely kind of like up in the air.
Got you. We'll get to predictions shortly.
But I said,
because
remarkable win for the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. All things considered. Saturday.
Yeah.
All things considered. You know what I'm saying? Bad ankle. You know what I'm saying? Tough opponent. Pat Mahomes is that guy. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he ain't my favorite player, but he's the best. One of the best players, if not the best player right now in the league.
He's all pro. He is the best quarterback in the league.
He's probably the MVP of this league this year.
He'll probably get MVP.
Yes.
If Jalen Hurts didn't get hurt, then probably
maybe it'd be a little bit closer.
Yeah, but Jalen Hurts missed about a good 3-4 games. Like legit 3-4 games, right? So,
but yeah, the defense has been playing well. I mean, I can't. I feel like I'm just, just sack riding at this point. You know what I'm saying?
We'll get to next week and we'll see how that goes. But
we can go to the next game.
Next game we have.
I watched this game at Yard House. Shout out to them. They treat me real good over there.
Yard House. Eagles. I don't remember where I watched this game at. Eagles. No, I was at the crib. Eagles 38 to the Giants 7. It was a blowout early. Yeah. I think they 21 them. Did they? They go 21 skunk. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I thought it would have been a little bit more closer. It would have been a little more closer, given that they are both they are division opponents, right. Both hailing from the NFC East. And but maybe the Eagles had the advantage because 2 weeks prior, the Eagles and Giants played in Philadelphia. They closed out the season. And then the last week, the Giants had to go to Minnesota. They won there on the road, and then they had to come back to Philly. And Philly was watching them and waiting the whole time in Philly. So more rest, more preparation. So it matters on where you finish at the end of the season will determine. And even if there's like a day difference, it's Saturday or Sunday, you could like some of these. There's people get paid a lot of money to figure these schedules out for sure.
Yeah, they do. But I mean, it's all types of ratings and
correct. All these variables.
Certain teams are going to always play like each season.
So, shout out to the New York Football Giants on being the surprise team. Every year there's a surprise team. The Giants were officially that. They made the playoffs. No one expected them to do that. They looking to sign back franchise cornerstones Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley.
We'll see what happens.
There's been reports that they wanted them back. They want to come back. And again, due to the success that they had, they didn't get drafted as high as they did to not be there long term and not have success. They feel this was a successful year.
So I mean, I guess in my mind is how much does Daniel Jones think he's worth? I know they're gonna get a deal done for probably Saquon for sure, but how much does Daniel Jones think he's worth?
Side note, I saw some things. They said trade Daniel Jones and Dak Prescott. How much better with it? Like I've seen compare. We're gonna get to Mr. Prescott in a second. The reason being, Dak has always had a better line, right? And these are divisional opponents here. Dak has always had a better line. Dak has always had better receivers. Let's start there. So you got Daniel Jones running for his life.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel
Daniel Jones running for his life out there.
I don't feel like either one of the teams gets remarkably better with that trade.
There you go. But I've already the Dak hate is coming. The Dak Prescott hate
and to
is coming.
Extent, I don't know if it's all warranted, but we'll get to that in a second. So the next game, and I watched this game start to finish. Bengals 27, Bills 10. So. Shout
out Buffalo Bills, shout out BK.
So coming into this game, now I felt like it could have went either way, but my sentiments for why I picked the Bengals last week was because simply the fact that, and it proved what I said proved correct in this game. The Bengals have more offensive firepower than the Bills could stop, and the Bills weren't going to match them blow for blow. And that's exactly what happened. Throughout the game, there were a lot of plays where they try to do a play where they draw all the attention to Chase, and then they just throw T. Higgins, or they just throw Hayden Hurst, or they,
This game is in Buffalo. It was snowing.
Right. It was snowing.
And then
it was too much offensive firepower. And like I said, on offense, they just couldn't get it going, man. The Bills couldn't get it going.
Yeah, they was up 14-0 early.
Yep. 2 quick strike touchdowns.
Right. That was it. That was a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
That was a lot of momentum.
But and also here's another thing. The Bills have never really been in a lot of situations where they were down this year and they had to come back.
They've been rolling.
They've been having dominant more so. Most of their wins have been dominant, or they've been.
Well, it's hard to air
close
out
wins.
Well, it's hard to air out the damn ball when you're in the snow. So hence you got a short passes.
I guess, plays. But at the same time, that's more credit to Joe Burrow. He threw 3 touchdowns in the first half. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, at the end of the day, it's. I mean, you know, it's gonna play out on the field. And honestly, if anybody could throw it in the snow and the wind, I would think it would be the strong farm boy, Josh Allen.
At home, right?
At home, I would feel like he'd be the one to throw the ball deep down the field.
I saw Stephon Diggs stormed out of there early. Did you see that?
Yeah, there's a video of Steph Diggs cussing him out on the side. Just cussing out. I mean, I'm open.
That's passion. That's,
I mean, I feel like any wide receiver is gonna say that, but
it's still respectfully, that's still top 5 quarterback wide receiver combo.
Yeah, I would give you that.
Let's keep those guys together. I feel what hurt the Bills a lot. Von Miller going out.
Yeah.
So get back 100% if he's still trying to play and do that. That's a vital piece. You know, maybe upgrade a running back. Maybe Gabe Davis is solid WR2.
I was
solid WR2.
That's Gabe probably Davis, one of their needs, running back.
Yeah, you know, WR2. So I think the receivers are there. Josh Allen ain't going nowhere. You know, like again, these guys still have a window. These guys are still one of the better teams in the AFC. They were dominating the AFC all year long. But any given Sunday, right?
Right.
Buffalo was struggling throughout the year. Everyone was counting them out. They were in the division with the Ravens. The Ravens looked dominant. Next thing you know, you have Mr. Lamar Jackson. He goes out. The Bengals get hot at the right time. And the Bengals win the division. Not only win the doggone division, they don't beat the doggone one of the AFC favorites. No one had the Bengals going back to the Super Bowl compared to the Chiefs, compared to the Bills.
Super Bowl.
We'll get to that in a second. But shout out both teams. Both teams play hard. And this was the sequel to the game a few weeks ago when the young man, Mr. Damar Hamlin, got injured.
Correct.
And you know, he's back and he's not playing football, but he didn't have any long-term effects the way everyone feared. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
His life was on the line.
His life was on the line.
His life was on the line, right? So
but yeah, Bengals, I mean, like I said, you get hot at the right time and good things that happen. But I definitely feel like Joe Burrow is for real. He for real. It's all good though. We'll see you next week next year Lamar be a little bit more healthy, you know. And yeah, to the Bills, man. You know, I think Josh Allen was injured during the game too, but he just kept it moving.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's move on to this third game because we might go in for a little bit on this one because we got some time.
The last game. That was
the last game. Yeah, last game.
We have
so we have
football.
We have your Dallas Cowboys.
I forgot the football and basketball today, guys.
It's all good.
It's all good though. All right. We
have your Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
12.
Can I play? Can we play some music? I don't want to get flagged, but I got 2 songs I want to play. I got 2 songs I want to play. Can we play this?
Maybe. I don't know if it's gonna flag us or not.
I don't want to get flagged though, but I want to play this shit so bad.
We have the San Francisco 49ers 19 and your Dallas Cowboys 12.
All right. So shout out to Addison Point, one of the 49er bars. This is the only 49er bar I heard of. I found out there's others scattered, but knockouts in Arlington. Remember the homeboy told us that? I had no idea. But Addison Point on Beltline, which is not far from the studio. I've been going there about 2 years now. I've been at least 10 times. I've brought my mom there twice. Shout out Queen Conception. And Matt's been there with me a couple times. And then yesterday was probably as packed as I ever seen it. The whole parking lot was filled. People were parking across the street. It was like literally like shoulder to shoulder up in there.
So
yeah.
Every year,
here we go.
Every year,
here we go.
We hear Dallas Cowboys fans talking about it's their year, no matter what's going on with the Cowboys, man. And sad to say that the similar result.
Respect to the city of Dallas and the Cowboy fans. They've given us a lot of hospitality.
Ain't no disrespect.
No disrespect. One big happy family here.
But the biggest question that everybody's asking, and it's obviously, in the title here, is this loss on Dak Prescott? Did Dak Prescott lose them this game?
Well, let's recap the game from the best of my ability, from what I remember, and we will take it there. So, beginning of the game, 49ers struck first. They got a field goal, and then the Cowboys scored the first touchdown, right? So it's 6-3 Cowboys. It's second quarter. So the tight end gets the first touchdown. And, I'm like, oh, dang. Oh, man, the Cowboys scored. So I was like, let me go outside. Let me let me go light the beam. I got a little California stick outside. Let me do that. Let me do that real quick. And then Matt was about to pull up. So I was waiting outside, waiting for Matt to pull up. And Ghost pulls up too. Shout out to Ghost. She comes to the 49er bar. And then so I'm waiting outside. Like I said, the Cowboys just scored a touchdown. I'm like, oh, dang, the Cowboys just scored a touchdown. And then next thing I know, like everyone just starts cheering. And mind you, the 49er bar is like 80-90% 49er fans. There, you got a few Cowboy fans scattered, this and that. And like next thing you know, everybody starts cheering. I was like, what the heck? And then I look, and good old what's his face. It don't even matter because he ain't gonna be on the team next year. The kicker done missed the PAT.
Money Maher.
He missed 4 out of 5 last week against the Buccaneers. And then he missed one. He missed the PAT against the 49ers. And not only that, he missed the PAT. Who's that?
Oh,
yo, what's up? All right. And then he missed a PAT.
Missed 4.
No, against the Buccaneers. He missed one against the 49ers. And they had a little the odds of him missing a PAT was 1 out of 5. Somebody bet $1,000, won $5,000 off the kicker missing a kick, PAT. Side note. But yeah, so that happened. A lot of field goals back and forth. There was so 6-3. Then we kicked the field goal. Then it's 6-6, and then we got an interception, and then we're up 9-6 at halftime. I do remember all this off the top of my head. And then recap, and then come on, box score. What else? Play by play. There we go. And then so we're up 9-6. They tie it 9-9. We score touchdown 16-9. They score field goal 16-12. We score field goal 19-12. And they had an opportunity. They had an opportunity at the end. You're down by touch. It's it's deja vu of last year. So you want to talk about Dak Prescott, the guy that's making $40 million a year, to drive down the field and potentially tie or win the game. And that's what happened last year in Dallas. And that's what happened this year in San Francisco. So it's what do they say the definition of insanity? Trying to do the same thing, expecting a different result. So and again, and then Tony Pollard gets hurt right before halftime. He's
ankle.
Fibula, broke his leg.
Yeah.
Out for 3 months. For 3 months. And
get better, bro.
Get better, Tony Pollard. Yeah, get all players, right? We don't wish injury on no player, but that is 50% of the offense. right? Tony Pollard is probably their go-to guy, and he's out, so that limits their what they're able to do. And like I said,
your granddaughter's gonna love that.
Third generation sailor.
You gotta put some of it on that. Tony Pollard gets hurt, so it's not all Dak's fault. But Dak's quarterbacks, they get all the praise and all the criticism.
You gotta keep trying, though.
USA. So then you hear on Dallas radio, then you hear all around here, is he the guy? Is he the guy? This and that. He was getting comparisons to Derek Carr. He show up a few games, take a squat, every 4 games or so. So, but again, like what? How do you? And then I was already listed on Dallas radio. Oh, how do you improve? Oh, the draft. Oh, tight ends, receivers. They talking about they need everything. You had a receiver last year. You let him go.
They had to let him go.
Had to let him go. Well, this is the result. So now what?
All right. So
now what, Dallas?
I have a bunch of takes on this situation. First thing, did they lose this game because of Dak?
What do you think?
Yes. But I don't feel like that's reason to try to chase Dak out of town. $40 million man, absolutely. But considering where the price for a starting quarterback is going, he's like the 15th highest. He's about to be like the 15th highest paid quarterback.
So he's in the middle of the pack.
In about a year.
He's in the middle of the pack.
So technically, he's getting paid appropriately. That's my first take.
I'm close to the door. I got 50 people in here.
That's my first take on this situation. Dak is actually getting paid appropriately. My second take, you got rid of Amari Cooper because you gave Ezekiel Elliott $90 million. Ezekiel Elliott has not produced anywhere near what y'all paid him.
He just said he's willing to take a pay cut to stay on the Cowboys. He had to say that. And he has to do that.
How about to say? Because if he wasn't, bro.
Let's get real. No. Respectfully, let's get real. Like he's that's what needs to be done.
Every time I watch the Cowboys and I watch Ezekiel Elliott play, I feel like it's like the same thing happens every time he gets the ball. It's like he literally runs, he like makes it to the line and just falls over after a yard.
Falls over.
I mean, am I wrong?
I mean, let's look at the box score. That when this game mattered the most.
I don't feel like I'm wrong. I've watched quite a few of the games this year. I mean, I feel like really, I don't think that they're gonna get rid of Ezekiel Elliott because a lot of people do like him here, and in Cowboys world that does matter.
It does. Okay, Ezekiel Elliott, 10 carries. Holy crap, 10 carries, 26 yards, longest of 5. No touchdowns, and he had 2 receptions for 7 yards in 8.
And another thing I'll say to defend Dak Prescott is
in a must win, right?
Another thing I'll say, obviously y'all paid him all that money. Y'all expect him to come through and be the hero. But at the same time,
Dak Prescott had a QB rating of 63.
He's not having, Dak Prescott is a player that needs support, just like any other player. No running game, Granted, CeeDee Lamb is a pretty decent receiver, but in that game on Sunday, it wasn't a lot of support.
I mean, but on the flip side, let's give props to.
We give
props to the defense. What I say, the best defense in the NFL. You got a lot of what I say during the game. You got a lot of Pro Bowlers back there. You got Fred again. Dak those 2 picks
and
1 touchdown through 2 picks.
And I will say this too. The Cowboys defense actually played a pretty good game on Sunday. They actually played a pretty good game.
I mean, they limit us to we had 1 touchdown and 3 1 touchdown and like 3 field goals. Yeah. So I mean, again, they held us to field goals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I mean, everybody is low-key kind of blaming Dak for this.
I would too. You see all these people punching their TVs.
Yeah.
All these Cowboy fans punching TVs.
People punching TVs, burning jerseys. Well, you can't. I wouldn't say you need to burn a Dak Prescott.
I'm not burning. Yeah.
But I will say this: Dak Prescott is officially on the clock as far as like where his
on
career
the
going.
Clock.
Yo, 2K, what's up, my guy? Appreciate you for stopping in.
Shout out 2K. How you doing, bro?
But Dak Prescott is officially, he's on the clock. Ezekiel Elliott been on the clock. So he's going to take a pay cut or he ain't going to be on the team.
But he's loyal to the soil. He got drafted here, right? Half the teams that he don't want to be on, even if I feel maybe his personality, he likes being in Dallas. You know, like, could you imagine this respectfully? Could you imagine him in a Kansas City, a Buffalo? Probably give him a better chance to win. But
they won't. They probably,
they're not going to pay. I'm just loose examples. But what I'm saying is, like, or Green Bay, do you see him in a place where there's no nightlife and no, whatever, like a Dallas?
So 2K says Dak need to go to the Patriots. Gee, he ain't nothing but a game manager. I mean, it's hard. I ain't want.
Is 2K Cowboy fan? I don't remember.
I don't think 2K. 2K, you let us know, but I don't think 2K is.
I think I asked him that before. I don't remember.
I don't think he a Cowboy fan, okay, but I mean, to a certain extent,
he lives in Dallas.
To a certain extent, he kind of is a game manager, but he'll have like one game where he'll do something crazy. You know what I'm saying? He'll have like a few games out of the year where he'll literally just go off.
Magic Mac said he needs to switch up his bed. So he needs to switch up from his stereo. Yeah, after fucking Magic Mac done bet $2 million and lost, right? He said that Dak Prescott needs to, because he got an endorsement deal with Therapeutic and the Sleep Number. Magic Mac, man, just come on.
That's the crazy part. It'd be like, no.
When like Magic Mac takes a bet, you might as well bet the opposite.
This is just the weirdest thing.
Magic Mac is like an 80-year-old businessman from Houston, and he bets millions of dollars on like all big Texas games.
I hate to bring it back to this though. Earlier this year, we just always acknowledged just how being a Dallas Cowboy
is.
You get a lot more praise than if you were to have the same stats on another team.
Isn't the Cowboys the most valuable football franchise?
They are.
Right. It's so right, exactly. And they could go 0-17.
Green Bay fan, but I'm a Mississippi State fan. Okay.
I remember.
Okay. So you do like Dak. Where he got to start. Dak is a better QB when he mobile. See, he stopped running because he destroyed his leg.
Yeah, he's trying to get paid and not hurt.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. You know, everybody got the smoke for Lamar when he run, but Lamar, all his injuries happen in the pocket. Dak Prescott's injuries happened while running. You know what I'm saying? When Dak Prescott was out for that whole season, he literally blew his leg out trying to run for a first down. So, what up, Chrome? What up, Chrome?
Chrome, hey!
So my guy Chrome is in the building.
Hey, Chrome, where my money, Chrome? Where my money, Chrome? I'm about to run up on you like Stewie did Brian. Where my money, Chrome?
Chrome says, I don't think Dak is our guy. He had his chances. These playoffs show me he's a good QB, but not a great one.
You want to trade for one of ours or what? You want to trade for one of ours? Or we got 3.
Talks with 2K says he stopped running his second year in the league before the injury.
I'll do it to you.
I mean, he did stop running, but he did sustain that injury on a run. I gotta say that he sustained that catastrophic leg injury where he was crying. He did that while running. Zeke was done after his second year. I agree with you, but the Cowboy, if this is true, the Cowboys front office makes no sense in giving him all that money. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he was done after his second year, why did y'all give him $90 million? Y'all could have had several other players on your team that would have been beneficial. I feel like Amari Cooper would have still been more beneficial to y'all this year. If y'all had CD and Amari Cooper, it would have been more beneficial.
Correct.
We just bring in Zeke at the goal line because we paid all that money. Yes.
Right. You pay your
but like I said, I made a statement earlier. I don't know if you was in the room, but I said almost every Ezekiel Elliott run is like him running to to that offensive line.
What I say he had?
And about falling forward for about 1 or 2 yards. You know what I'm saying?
What do you have? He had like
he had 10 carries, 26
10
yards.
carries, 26 yards for the game. For the game with Pollard going out in the second quarter.
Like I said, I feel
he dropped a few passes.
My opinion.
He dropped a few passes, bro.
Y'all need to let Zeke go. Let Zeke go. Bring back Tony Pollard. Hopefully his injury isn't,
they said 3 months. Get well soon. Should be back at the beginning of the season. Get well soon. Tony Pollard.
Get rid of him. And get some more offensive line help. Receivers. I think y'all think about a quarterback, but I don't think y'all pull a trigger on them. I don't think y'all pull a trigger. So
he was good until he got the money. So, correct.
You know what's crazy though? Here's another weird stat of the NFL this year. Almost all of the top paid QBs that are in the top 5 did not make the playoffs this year. So it is a weird correlation between QBs getting paid and sucking the next year.
Well, it's lack of depth. That's part of it.
It's lack of depth. Yes, I would say that. But is the bigger issue that a lot of these quarterbacks are actually getting overpaid? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but some teams, franchises, namely cities, have no choice. Because if you're over here in where's I don't know, some of these cities you have to pay your quarterback big bucks because he could go to the bright lights of bigger city.
But this is relative to the situation. Because they, like I said, it was once upon a time 2 years ago we was talking about Dak like how we're talking about Lamar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. I do remember that.
So I mean, it's still relevant. I just yeah. Sure. In the case of the Cowboys, I feel like it's looking at it in hindsight. It does look like the money could have been better spent than where the Cowboys actually spent it.
Right. So speaking of money, me and Chrome, we typically bet $1 on typical games, and we send each other a handshake emoji to make it official, and we typically said $1. So he wanted to bet me $1 on the Cowboys and 49ers. I said, you know what? With this being a rivalry from the 90s, let's put 5 on it. So I got 5 on. Yes. So that was the only bet. I was going to bet one of my coworkers at the job, but it didn't happen. But you know what I'm saying? Go Niners, right? Go Niners.
So what we saying is Dak Prescott was like, I'm rich, and then
Dak Prescott lost chromatic $5. That's what happened.
Dak Prescott said, I'm rich, and then he was,
right.
I don't feel like Dak. It's just tough, man, because you end up.
How do you improve the Cowboys? You got Micah Parsons. He's the man. He threw our left guard.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
He threw our left guard one arm to the ground.
Like it was
like he was nothing, bro.
So here's another crazy thing. I don't know if you saw it, but on Twitter,
Mike McClatchy.
That on Twitter, the Cowboys Twitter page made a comment kind of blaming Dak.
I seen that, bro. Who okayed that shit? And then they said he got Jerry Jones got a weekly appearance on some show. He canceled it on the Cowboy.
I mean,
yeah. What are you gonna say? We lost again?
Yes, but I mean, like I said, I don't see y'all getting to the Super Bowl with the cash y'all got now. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong. But not to say that the Cowboys won't ever get back, but I feel like just the entire Cowboys.
Think the NFC East is only going to be tougher next year, man.
I feel like when the Cowboys become like a more disciplined franchise, that's when the culture will change. That's just my opinion.
Wow. It starts with it could be Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did.
So that's
absolutely
80-90% of the coaches can't say that.
Right.
So he won a Super Bowl in Green Bay. So that's part of the reason they got him. He won a lot of games. the players stick up for the coach. The coach is not the problem.
I ain't say the coach.
I mean, I'm just to clarify, because who's going to get thrown under the bus first?
Right now, Dak.
Well, Dak. Well, I mean, Dak.
Typically
Dak. Yeah.
You done changed offensive coordinators, coaches, got receivers, all that. So at first, yes.
Okay. Speaking of Dak, you know what? Skip Bayless always going to say some controversial line or some off the wall.
He ain't caping as much as he used to, though.
Do you know what Skip Bayless said about Dak Prescott?
What?
He said Cooper Rush would have won the game. I don't know about all that.
Debatable.
But would a Cooper Rush would have had a better game? Remember when he was winning games?
Chromatic says, I'm stuck watching old Cowboys Super Bowls that I was too young to enjoy.
The last time the 49ers won the Super Bowl was 94, and the last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl was 95.
Branch out there in Baltimore. He says Dak is a
trash bin emoji.
Trash. Man, here's the thing. As many times as I've met Dak out in the streets, nicest guy, bro.
I mean, he is a good guy. You can't
nicest guy,
it's hard.
Bro.
He's a character-wise
nicest guy
person. Like, can you really say,
bro? Great, nice.
What can you really say bad about?
Well-spoken, like
right, educated,
nice, literally a nice guy.
Face of your franchise, but they said they love his leadership. They love the locker room. But guess what? By one of my you got a quote from Double R, the CEO. What did he tell us? Results. No excuses, results. If you ever had a conversation with radio, he's done told you that. Respect. He's told you that by now. We just want results in the studio. We don't need excuses. Check the excuses at the door. He'll tell me, Matt, and everyone else at the studio that. Results. We have a podcast show. This is results. We're not just talking about it. We be about it. Same thing with that. You got to like results. What are the results? How do we get to the results? He got hurt and they still got the playoffs. Everyone. So again, shout out to the Cowboys. They made the playoffs when me and Matt and everyone else counted them out when Dak got hurt week 1. And Cooper Rush won 4 games in a row, whatever it was, and kept them afloat. And they almost got the number 1 seed. They almost won the NFC East. They almost did that.
So Chromatic says Cooper Rush would have won that game.
In what universe, bro?
Also
in what you not again? There's a whole lot of Pro Bowlers on the Niners defense.
Ed, I told you in our last podcast together, Cooper Rush should be our guy.
Hey man, let's go tell Jerry Jones that shit then.
I don't think y'all actually have seen enough of Cooper Rush to really make that assessment.
I feel when QB2s flourish, it's when opposing teams don't have game tape, film, intel of that player. Another example, respect, love to Colin Kaepernick. When he came in and was tearing it up, no one knew who he was. Yeah. No one knew anything about him.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So that's he's able to flourish. And I'll put Cooper Rush in the same conversation. Shout out QB2. All over. Most underrated position in football, in my opinion. Quarterback 2. Yeah. Guess what? QB1 goes out. He's supposed to do everything, not skip, and not miss a beat.
All things considered, maybe they need to start paying the backups more.
I mean, I think maybe contracts should be less. I mean, guaranteed, but but incentive based, production based.
I would agree with that. I would make that argument that backup quarterbacks would be just as important, considering that damn near everybody
you're gonna play at some point.
You're probably gonna play at some point.
Yeah, for sure. So shout out Chrome. The Cash App's still the same, bro. Or you zelled me the last time. So whatever you want to do, bro. I love you, bro. Shout out to Chromatic, OG of Never Satisfied Studios.
So we going with Dak's fault on this.
Who else? And Ezekiel Elliott. Shoot, if you're over here 26 yards, me and Matt can get 26 yards. Ooh, 26 yards.
I do put this one on Dak. I ain't gonna lie. I put this shit on Dak.
You gotta. The players play. Players play. It's not the coach's fault. GM for letting go of Amari Cooper, so partially GM's fault, and ultimately who writes the check? Just like Jerry Jones when he talk about, right, he's like, I I still write the checks. He said something like that when people talk about him, when people are hurt or whatever. He's like the check's still there.
Yeah. Right. After every game, they get a word from Jerry Jones before they get a word from the coach. That's a fact.
Right. Holy crap.
Before the coach do the press conference, Jerry Jones do his press conference.
Holy crap.
So
right.
I like I said, I think I just feel like Jerry Jones, he gotta loosen it up a little bit, loosen the reins, let like a coach, like
let the players play, the coaches coach, front office be the front office, and the owners own.
But yeah, so we got to do some previews.
Okay, we'll start with the AFC.
We got 2 games next week. You want to start with the AFC? We have Chiefs Bengals, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with the Bengals because they beat the Bills. We'll start there. So they're capable of beating them. And they beat the Chiefs last year, right? They went to Super Bowl last year, right? That's a fact. And what's his face? Pat Mahomes may not be 100%.
I'm going.
And the spread is even.
Yeah, the spread will be even.
The spread is even. It's not 3 points either way. It is even. So that means it's a straight up bet.
So here's what I'm gonna say. We got another. I will let this comment.
The only reason Zeke is good because the teams didn't know how everything went downhill. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
but yeah, we'll back to the Bengals and Chiefs. So this is what I'm gonna say. Spread should be even.
Spread is even.
Last 2 or 3 meetings between these 2 teams, Bengals have won.
Right. They won and they beat them in the regular season too.
Yes.
They beat them in the regular season just this year, and they beat them in the AFC Championship last year. This is a rematch of the AFC Championship last year.
So spread should be even. Who am I picking? I'm picking Kansas City.
I'm picking Cincinnati.
I see Patrick Mahomes. I see
Patrick. Dollar.
You already owe me $1 for the last game.
I do owe you $1 for the last game.
So I see Patrick Mahomes going Kanye West through the crutches on this game. You know what I'm saying? I still see him figuring out a way to win this game. I see Andy Reid figuring out a way to win this game. I don't see the Bengals going to 2 back-to-back Super Bowls.
The Chiefs have won. The Chiefs have been in the AFC Championship the past 5 years.
Yep.
They have 2 Super Bowl appearances in the past 5 years, and winning one and losing one. So that's a lot of miles. A lot of miles on that transmission.
On whose?
The whole team. Everyone not named Patrick Mahomes, I guess. Like, there's a lot of miles. You know, a lot of miles. I think he stays in over to Dallas. Well, I mean, if he takes that pay cut, I mean,
they might just be like, fucking let it go.
They just drafted him running back and just called it a
Maybe,
right? Dang. I mean, there's production, then there's like celebrity, and there's like notoriety.
That's what I said.
And he's
Dez Bryant's still just as popular in Dallas as he ever was.
Right.
He ain't caught a ball in about 4 years for Dallas.
Right.
You know, so, but yeah, I'm picking Bengals. I'm picking Chiefs and Chiefs versus Bengals. Like I said, I feel like Patrick Mahomes figures out a way to get it done. I trust him more than I trust Joe Burrow.
I trust 100% Joe Burrow over a 80, 70, 60% Patrick Mahomes.
Man, he 2 weeks ago, he was just about to lose to a backup in my city. We put the clamps on Joe Burrow.
But
if not for
okay, you got
the goal line, we probably would have won that game.
Okay. But the Bengals still beat the Chiefs past 2 games.
They have. So
that's
maybe they know something.
I respect the Ravens reference, but Bengals Chiefs This is what the Bengals did against the Chiefs past 2 times.
And honestly, the Chiefs defense has kind of stepped up. Next game.
Here we go. We have your San Francisco 49ers visiting the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm surprised
Ghost for the National Football Conference. Yeah, where is Ghost?
Where the hell is Ghost? So you got the Eagles. The Eagles.
Where's Ghost?
And the 49ers. Chrome chimes in and says, at this point, I really don't care who wins as long as it's not the 40.
You stop that, bro. You stop that, bro. Quest for 6, right?
They had their chance.
So this is what's on the line. This is what's been on the line, right? So you want to take it there. Let's go there, Chrome. So the Patriots, side note, the Patriots and the Steelers have 6 Super Bowls each, right? The Cowboys and the 49ers have 5 Super Bowl each. Hence why the extra sauce on the rivalry. We have matched up against the Cowboys in the playoffs like the first time since like 7 times since like 1981, something like that. So a lot of times I feel 49ers pull this off. They are arguably the best franchise ever, with winning 6 Super Bowls. That's what we're quest for 6. Quest for 6. We are 5-2 in the Super Bowl of all time. We were 5-0. Then we lost against Baltimore about 10, 11, 12 years ago, whatever that was. And then we lost about 3 years ago to Kansas City. You saying that's it? Kittle's a demon. You're dang right. You're dang right. That's a Pro Bowl you're talking about.
All right.
That's a Pro Bowl you're talking about.
My outlook on this game.
So we have the Niners visiting the Eagles. The spread is 2.5 Eagles. Continue.
I am going to pick the 49ers to win this game. I don't fully trust. While I do feel like he was one of the best players in the league this year, and I may eat these words at the Sunday, but we'll see what happens. I don't feel like Jalen Hurts is about to go to the Super Bowl just yet. Not to say that he won't at some point, but I don't think it's going to happen just yet. I feel like once he gets a little bit more acclimated in the passing game, and granted, their passing game has drastically improved this year, but once he gets a little bit more acclimated,
the Eagles had
in their passing game,
the Eagles had one of the easiest schedules all year.
Once he gets a little bit more acclimated in the passing game, I feel like the Eagles will go to the big dance. I feel like the 49ers defense is going to be – I feel like this is going to be the same game we watched last week versus the Cowboys.
Say it again. What happened?
I feel like this game is going to play out similar to how the game last week.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, of course.
Not a big win, not a high scoring
game. Heck no. Heck no. Jalen Hurts be lucky to get 1 or 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, a lot of quarterback runs, design runs to the running back, and then with an occasional deep ball to one of those receivers.
Over under 1.5 interceptions. Over under. How many picks is he throwing?
Who?
Jalen Hurts. He's throwing at least 1.
Nah.
He's throwing at least 1.
Nah. I don't think he's gonna throw it. Well, maybe, but I'm not. I wouldn't bet on him throwing on a bunch of picks. I just more so bet on getting him off the field. That's for the defense.
Okay, you got Jalen. Okay, guys.
If y'all can stop the run,
they got us on quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Okay, Brock Purdy. The reason why I'm not on the Brock Purdy parade wagon just yet is because I feel the downfall of 49er teams of yesteryear is when we benched Alex Smith for Colin Kaepernick and we gave the keys to the Ferrari to Colin Kaepernick. So before the Colin Kaepernick, respectfully, before Colin Kaepernick, the activist, Colin Kaepernick was similar to a lot of young players in the NFL. And we gave him the keys early in this and that. We do not give the keys to Brock Purdy, and even we just don't give it to him because you just don't. Not yet.
You know what you sound like?
You just don't.
You sound like a girl or a guy who had their heart broken, and they're like, "I won't give my heart to another."
So, I mean, Jimmy G if you're
I'm gonna make you.
You're a 49er fan. You're a 49er fan. You love Jimmy G. He's won us a lot of games. You know, it's you love him. You know there's better out there, but you love Jimmy G. Trey Lance is to be determined.
So your longtime girlfriend Jimmy G, you know, she's been reliable.
We technically didn't break up with Jimmy G yet.
You know what I'm saying?
And we still didn't break up with Jimmy G. And we talked about it.
Jimmy G is the longtime girlfriend. But sometimes, you know, it gets a little boring. You know, relationship is getting a little boring.
You stop that, bro.
The relationship is getting a little boring. You know what I'm saying?
Jimmy G, man.
You try to spice it up.
Jimmy G, like I said, we keep all three quarterbacks. Oh, shit. There we go again.
Keep all three quarterbacks.
Yeah, keep all three quarterbacks. Damn, didn't like this again.
I feel like y'all are gonna get rid of Jimmy G.
I might have to hold it like this, bro. I ain't got time for this. I got some of this.
Y'all are gonna have to get rid of probably Jimmy G. I feel like if
he stays around as a backup, that's what I say. But as far as starter, I think his days as QB1 with us.
Go to the Super Bowl and win with Brock Purdy,
right? Then he's the guy. How do you bench that? But at the same time, don't give him $100 gajillion deal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, what else you gonna do?
Let him ride out his rookie contract and see if he could do it the next year and year after that.
His success is more contingent on your team, so I don't think y'all should get
right. Coaching,
defense.
We have top 5 O-line, top 5 running back, top 5 tight end.
They got a lot of pieces.
You know. So again, Christian McCaffrey, the yards after catch brothers, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey are all, again, they made Jimmy G look amazing. Jimmy G just has to West Coast it and throw short passes, and everyone takes care of everything else.
So Ed, we're gonna we wrapping up soon, but before we do that, let's pick the scores on these games.
Pick the scores.
So we'll start where we are.
So we got the
49ers Eagles. What's your score?
I got 24 to 14 49ers. With Jalen Hurts throwing at least one interception.
16-13 49ers.
And then we have the Bengals at Kansas City. I expect a shootout. I'll say 35-31 Bengals.
I'll go 35-28. No. I'll go 35-38 Chiefs in overtime.
Gotcha.
35-38. So I'm picking 49ers and Chiefs.
23-20. Thank you, sir. Shout
out to my guy John Branch out in there in Baltimore, man. Shout out to John. But yeah.
So I predict, like I said, we're saying this before the fact. So I predict the 49ers and the Bengals in the Super Bowl, and Matt predicts the 49ers and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
I picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
I picked the 49ers to win the Super Bowl.
Of course you do.
I've been saying this ever since I've been 8 years old.
Yeah.
I've been saying this ever since I've been 8 years old.
But y'all got a good team. Y'all are definitely, y'all got a 25% chance right now where it stands.
Right. We're in the Final Four, baby. That's good enough for me. So we're wrapping that up. I want to cover some personal before we go with the partners, huh? Say again?
You want to go? You got a soapbox moment?
Soapbox, what does that mean? Soapbox?
That means you about to just talk your shit.
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
All right. On a serious tip, on a personal tip, I don't think Matt knows this. I've told a couple people, but look to keep it together. My one of my best friends, one of my QB2 in my life, Paul, he took his last breath on Wednesday, and I didn't tell you, and that was my baby boy, that's my dog, and no, he was the best. He was a tweenie mix. Had him for about 5 years. Got him out the the shelter. Hold on. Got him at the shelter. His old family gave him up. He had 3 legs. His original name was Olaf. His leg got chewed up in a fight. His whole family gave him up. He's a lot of things to me. He taught me a lot of things about life. And I was blessed to have him in my life. And yeah, so shout out to Paul the Fourth. I named him after my uncle, Paul the Third. And so shout out to Paul. I love you forever, my baby boy. So yeah. So yeah, that's it. I just want to shout out to Paul. I'm sorry, y'all, but oh man, it meant a lot to me for sure. And like I said, this was Wednesday, so today is Tuesday. I found out after the show last week, and he had an enlarged heart, troubles breathing, and his lifespan for his breed was 10 to 20 years, and Paul made it to 10 years old. So and Matt been around Paul plenty. Me and Matt was roommates a couple years ago, and Paul was all up and through there with us. So shout out to my baby boy, Paul. I will see you in the next life, sir. Moving on. Love you, Paul.
Shout out to Paul.
And these are his, I had to get him some gear. Matt did a little photo shoot with us. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have these forever for sure.
Shout out to Paul. Whew. So shout out to Double R, obviously. Shout out to Never Satisfied Studios, obviously. Shout out to the other shows on our network. Should IDK. Obviously, Normal Guys Talk Sports. Shout out to DJ Kev every Thursday with the Steady Mix. Shout out to the Smoke Detector, who is actually coming up here next. I don't know if he's doing it live though, but he has a podcast coming up here next. And shout out to The Wall coming soon. Shout out to Bistro 808. Shout out to
Cali's Tacos.
Calios Tacos for sure. #1 food truck in DFW. And what other shout outs we got?
Shout out to Everything Is Both the Movie, coming to a screen near you, starring Jason Mitchell. Shout out to Dynasty, the movie, starring Little Flip and Linus. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to everyone in the studio. Shout out to music.
Shout out to
Lardy, T-Vibe, Troy Grant.
Everybody. Anything else?
No, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone. And like I said, shout out to Paul. I've caught a lot of games with him. He's roamed these Dallas streets with me plenty. He's been to the studio plenty. He was everybody's favorite Chewini for sure.
So yeah, until next week, we gonna deuces on this.
Appreciate y'all. This is another episode of Normal Guys Talk Sports. Appreciate all your guys' support. Episode 27. This is January 24th. We will catch you guys next week. Yes, much appreciation to all the support that we get.
Peace.